It is Sunday, November 10th, 2019. And this is the Pro and the Con Show. And I'm your host, Michael James Ott. Welcome to the show. All right, so the Pro and Con Show, all about trying to be open to the views of others, at least to understand them, right? To try to get on the same page as far as understanding. And the Pro and Con Show, because I won't do it today, but talk about these, the coin and how our perspective changes which side of the coin we're looking at, but it's still the same coin. So the truth is all sides of that coin, the pro and the con, good and bad, for and against. Now, today's show, I just wanted to touch upon racism. So this is something that's at the top of Breitbart, and I think, let me see here, was it CNN? I'm maybe not going to find it. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Nope, it's not on here anymore. It was on Huffington Post, but it's gone now. But in any case, so this thing, folks, to generalize based on appearance or generalize based on kind of religious belief, these kinds of things, and then direct bias, hate, these are the wrong things to do. And so let me explain this a little bit. We're all in a position, you were born where you were born, but you could have just been born somewhere else to different parents or whatever. There's no, at least as far as I know, I'm sure that some of you, there's a pastor or something that tells you you're so special that God put you exactly where you put you, and you could be no other place. But most people, that's not, no one had ever told them that, because it's not true. You could have been anything. Tall, short, thick, thin, all manner of hair color and eyes and skin and so on. And the same thing for your religious beliefs. You're born where you're born. You're in the family where you are. You have the experiences, and at some point, you have whatever religious beliefs you have based on all of that, the amalgam of all of that. And one of the main reasons why this country exists, and one of the great things that most people, when they look at our country, they say, hey, you have the freedom to approach God in your own way in the United States of America. You have the freedom. So if you want to be a Methodist, if you want to be a Protestant, if you want to be a Catholic, if you want to be a Jew or a Muslim, and on and on and on, you have every right to do that. And those beliefs have nothing to do with whether or not in the end you're a good person, or that you're going to treat your fellow man in a good way. And so this, and then, the other part of it, talking about our physical appearance. So I look the way that I look, okay? And thank goodness that everybody doesn't look just like me. Can you imagine how frustrating and confusing life would be if walking down the street in your own homes, everyone looked like me, not to mention, well, that's not a very good thing, not very pleasing to the eye of people looking at them like me. Miss out on all the handsome and beautiful people that there are out there, and instead replace it with this. But, the main thing is, we all look different, and that's that we're very lucky in that regard. Okay? We're lucky in that regard because we can see each other and from a distance, or across the room, or across the hall, or across the building, or whatever. We can see other people and know that they are, who they are. Okay? And so, it eliminates a tremendous amount of confusion and frustration about who is who, because we all look different. So it's a very positive thing from the standpoint of we look different. Therefore, it's easy for us to identify each other so that we, can know each other's names or whatever. But the instant that you start saying, well, because they look different, because their skin is brown, or because they're tall, or they're short, or maybe they look Oriental or whatever, you can't look at somebody and say, oh, I'm going to disparage them because of the way that they look. Because on the inside, I have gone all around the world. Okay, I lived in southern Germany for 2.5 years. I've been to China 4 times, I think. Japan 8 times. All kinds of places all around Europe. I've never been to South America yet, but Mexico many, many, many times. And the reality is, although we look different on the outside, on the inside, we're very much the same in the things that matter a lot, okay? We all want to be respected for who we are. We want to feel safe when we're walking down the street, and we want to feel safe in expressing our views without being chided or chastised just automatically because our skin color is different or something like that. And you just can't be judging people based on their appearance or based on their religious beliefs or based on their sexual preference or whatever. Those things have nothing to do with what's on the inside. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're going to be treated well by that person. And, just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop the hate. For whatever generalization you want to make about religious group or sexual preference or appearance or whatever, place of birth, just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I don't give a damn who you are. You are not special enough that by virtue of your being conceived wherever the hell you've been conceived and raised wherever it was with whatever beliefs you have, that you can say, well, now I'm suddenly better than everybody else, or I'm better than people with different skin color or different shape of eyes or different hair color or size or whatever, or religious belief or whatever. Just stop it. Stop the bullshit. Okay? Stop the bullshit. Racism is bullshit. It's utter and complete, stupidity, yes, stupidity, ignorance, and you should be better. All of us should be better. And the other thing that we all have to be careful of, and I should say this before I close today, we all have to be careful of not being racist and not knowing it. Because this is something else that people can do, is really treat people in a bad way and not even really know that they're doing it. So this kind of subconscious thing. You're talking to someone, thinking about leasing them an apartment, and they look different than you. And so because they do, you think, well, I'm going to demand a bigger deposit from this person, or I'm going to require additional credit checks or something that I would for anybody else. No. or even yourself, right? So if, in all regards, all of us should be, when we approach somebody else or we're dealing with anyone else in any way, shape, or form, to expect to respect them like we would ourselves want to be respected, and to treat them like we ourselves would want to be treated. And we have to consciously, many times in our heads, go, wait a second, let me make sure, let me ask myself internally, if I were this person, how would I treat them? If it were me, how should I be treated? And then treat that person as if they were yourself. Okay, the same sort of regard for respect for their person and trust and all those kinds of things. Because racism is just a it's a horrible, stupid, moronic, ignorant. I don't know. There aren't enough bad things to say about it. So stop. Just stop. Stop, and remind yourself internally, consciously, to not deal or treat other people differently than you would treat yourself in the same situation. All right, so for Sunday, November 10th, 2019, this has been the Pro and Con Show. I'm Michael James Ott, your host. Till the next show, bye for now.